Good morning, students. We are on the chapter Accounting for Debentures. In this lecture, we are going to discuss about the journal entries or accounting effects to be given at the time of issue of debentures. Friends, as we have discussed earlier, that the amount to be called up for debentures can be called entire amount in one time, or the amount may be called in different installment. So we will have different accounting entry if it is called in one time entire amount, or if the amount is divided in different installment. Journal entries that is accounting effects for issue of debentures. Number 1, when full amount of debenture is called up at a time. Number 2, when the amount of debentures is called up in installment. Let us see when full amount of debenture is called up at a time, what entries are passed. When full amount of debentures are called up at a time, so friends, whenever the entire amount is called up at a time, so first of all we will receive money along with the application, entire amount we will receive. So that amount is received and it is transferred to application and allotment account. So when full amount of debentures called up, first entry we pass bank account debit to percentage debentures application and allotment account. Okay, if it is a 9% debentures, we will write 9% debentures application and allotment account. If it is 10%, then 10, 11, then 11. So that blank percentage means you will be writing the percentage, that is rate of interest of such debentures. Second entry, the entire amount which is received, which is credited to debenture application and allotment, now will be transferred to debentures account. So percentage application and allotment account debit to debenture account. So friends, these are only two entries which we require to pass when full amount of debenture is called up at a time. Now let us see the accounting entries to be passed when the amount of debentures is called up in different installments. So friends, for that, as we have seen in the previous chapter, that is chapter of share capital transactions, there we had seen normally the amount was called in three kind of installment: one application, then allotment, and then call. Calls may be more than one: first and final call, or first call and final call, or first call, sometimes second call and final call. Okay, so here also the same thing is possible when amount of debenture is called up in installment, application, allotment and call. So we will be learning about those entries. The entries are quite similar to share capital transaction, as we know that in share capital, first when applications are received, bank account is debited and application account is credited. Here also the same thing will be done. So bank account debit to debenture application account will come, and then the application money is transferred to debenture account. So share debenture application account debit to debenture account, and if there was any rejected application, then to bank account we will write along with the entry, or separate entry we can pass. And if any partially accepted applications are there, their excess amount may be transferred to allotment account. So these kind of 4 entries normally we pass for the amount which is received with the application. First of all, on receipt of application money, bank account debit to 9% debenture application account. 9% is just a assumption that suppose the debentures are of 9%. So bank account debit to debenture application account. Then on transfer of application money to debenture account, it means allotment of debenture. So 9% debenture application account debit to 9% debenture account. On refund of money to applicants of rejected applications, 9% debenture application account debit to bank account. And on transfer of surplus application money on partially accepted applications, 9% debenture application account debit to 9% debenture allotment account. So friends, instead of 2, 3 and 4, we can pass a combined entry, and that entry will be 9% debenture application account debit to 9% debenture account to bank account for the amount of rejected application if any, and to 9% debentures allotment account. This 9% debenture allotment account is for the surplus application money on partially accepted applications. Okay, so either you pass 2, 3, 4 entry according to the need of the sum, or instead of 2, 3, 4 a combined entry can be passed: debenture application account debit to debenture account to bank account to debenture allotment account. Okay, now when after debentures it comes allotment. So after applications, allotment money is called up and then it is received. So here it is: when allotment money due, 9% debenture allotment account debit to 9% debenture account. Again I would like to tell you here 9%, here it is assume that debentures are of 9%. In your sum, if it is 10%, then you will write 10. If it is 7%, you will write 7. 12%, then 12. Okay, so 9% debentures allotment account debit to debentures account, and then on receipt of allotment money, bank account debit to 9% debentures allotment account. We are very much familiar with these entries. We used to pass in share capital. Okay, now if there is any calls in arrears at the time of allotment, it will be debited to calls in arrears account. In the second one entry, that is bank account debit, calls in arrears account debit to debenture allotment account accordingly. Okay, and if there is any calls in advance, then it will be credited bank account debit to 9% debenture allotment account to calls in advance account. Okay, so these are 2 entries which are passed for allotment. Now for call, when amount due on call, so 9% debentures account debit to debenture account, and when call money is received, bank account debit to 9% debentures call account. Here also, if any calls in arrears is there, it will be debited bank account debit, calls in arrears account debit to 9% debenture call account. And if any of this call amount has already been received previously along with allotment or application, then here calls in advance will be debited. Yes friends, when it is received in advance, it is credited to calls in advance account, and at the time of actual demand means when it is actually called up, at that time it is debited along with bank account. Okay friends, so this is all about journal entries to be passed for a normal sum of debenture. In next lecture we will be doing few sums. In next lectures, upcoming lectures, we will be doing few sums from the exercise. Thank you.